So welcome to the third episode of our Fireside Chat series. This one, I'm very, very excited to host it, is with a very special guest, May Lam. She's the CIO of Australian Payment Plus, and her experience speaks for itself. Is way too long and too extensive to put on paper. So enjoy, hope you're enjoying it, and follow us. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, May.
Thank you for
It's
having me.
a really, really big pleasure. I'm very excited for
Thank
this
you,
one.
thank you, thank you.
And I know we had like a couple of very long chat over coffee, and this one will be no different. It's
Yeah.
just a chat about you, about yourself, your why, your inner why, your vision, the future, and of course how it's related to the world we're living in,
Yeah.
AI. We can't do a podcast or a fireside chat these days without touching AI, do we?
Yeah.
And then it's more about yourself. I'm a positive person. You are as well. I'm pretty sure like a lot of people that are gonna see the chat later on, they're gonna take like a lot of actionable insight and relevant advice from you. So, well, let's get it started. Let's begin with your story.
Yeah.
Who's May? Long.
Okay, so I'll probably give a little bit longer version. So welcome for any questions from the audience as well. So I am immigrant, moved to Australia in 2003 as permanent resident and a citizen. So before that, actually, I started a journey in Australia was back in 94. I came here to study. And after the uni, I moved back to Hong Kong. And so I started my career as a software engineer back in the late 90s, go through the Y2K, the dot-com boom that we talk about. And I moved here in 2003. So my career has been followed the technology.
Yeah.
So from software engineers and then be like the tech lead, solution architect, enterprise architect. And then about probably 29, I was made enterprise architect. So I thought, great, will be no time I'll be a CIO. And that was a moment that one of my mentors said to me, with your trajectory, you will never be able to become a CIO.
Wow.
So that was a really hard moment for me to digest and understand. And but he helped me to understand being a leader is not just a technical excellence. You have to come around. So that was a pivotal moment. And also GFC happened. So I took the opportunity to switch into the finance role, the risk role, and then product role. And and then my career just kind of pivot with it. And after that, then I had the opportunity to join a small bank, a regional bank, as to head up the technology. And that was a divisional CIO type of role the first time. And
payback for the mentor. Never CIO.
No, just thank him. Like everything he taught me that I understand.
Yeah.
So that I got the role and I thought, great. Then I didn't like the role. And it was quite interesting because I did not expect what that mean. I was chasing title. So lots of learning from that. I wasn't really happy, didn't feel fulfilled. And I left the bank and I started my own startup.
There we go.
Yep. So being my own boss. I think that's at the time I was approaching 40, so I thought maybe a bit of a midlife crisis. But I also learned a lot because that was the moment that I have this glossy business card to tell everyone who I was and to credentialize myself. And then the next day, I don't have a business card. In fact, I can put any title on that business card. It doesn't matter. So that taught me of what value I put on the table. And also back then, the big, hairy, audacious goal, everyone would like to ask you when you have a startup. So it took a long time for me to really understand who I am and who I'm not. And I find out what is my big hack. And since then, I just follow my big hack, even though I'm not entrepreneur anymore. So that after that, I had the opportunity to join back. So the business didn't go very far, but I learned a lot. And then I had opportunity to be the CIO again for fintech. And then after that, I joined EY as a partner. and I helped to develop the payment practice for Asia Pacific, fintech practice for Oceania. Then one thing led to other. 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago, I joined Australian Payment Plus as a CIO. Yeah, and on top of that, I'm also very passionate about payment. We can talk about why, but what it represents. And I also had this opportunity to partner with Emerging Payment Association Asia. So I'm the chair to their advisory board.
Yeah. What a story. What a journey. Huh? I love the fact that it's a kind of I'm a big fan of zigzag career journey.
Yeah, yeah.
You've been entrepreneur, you started your own startup, you started in finance as well, payment, and you fell in love with payment, as you say. And then, of course, EY, Big Four, consulting from the consulting side, and then on the client side. So you've kind of seen them all. And as you say, the why, and when you understood your why and your purpose, your value, that was the game changer.
Yeah.
So let's delve deeper into the why. What's your why, May?
So my big hack or my purpose of life is to level the inequality of wealth distribution.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
Yeah, so I think it's really important to represent the underrepresent, underserved, and the unserved population.
Yeah.
And I think that because my early career was in financial services, as I mentioned, and as an early software engineer, just so happened that all the whole suite of projects payment, whether it's check processing, in Hong Kong have the Octopus card, the .com boot to build a shopping cart for the large wholesale player, and the ATM payment, the card payment, the SMS payments, all done before 2003.
Yeah.
So when I was still quite green, young, and hungry, that's those kind of project or products, services that touch every single one's life taught me that technology doesn't matter. And it's what the problem to solve. And when I look at as I grow, and I think that the pivotal moment of like seeing what happened in GFC, what the corporate, the family being hurt globally, that also helped me to understand that financial management, it is it's a life skill, it's a life tool, it's here to fuel everyone. It's a medium to achieve life or to fulfill life. So it took me a long time to think, how can I help? What's my role for that? And so we still level the inequality of wealth distribution. And especially in the climate of these geopolitical conflicts, what we are living in, and with the rise of AI, is no better time than now to think about level the inequality of the wealth distribution, because I feel like it is going backward.
That's a feeling, isn't it? For a while, I would say. And I mean, payments. Well, the first time you talked to me about the payment war, I didn't realize how important and embedded in day-to-day life. And like you say, it's critical infrastructure. Yes, it is. It is. Without payment, the war shut down.
Yeah.
The commercial world, like the world that we are used to,
imagine
shut
if
down.
like mums and dad couldn't buy grocery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And especially, of course, like we work in tech, and you more than I. But yeah, definitely how relevant in is the payment industry. And, like when something is invisible and we take it for granted, more we take it for granted, more important it is.
Yeah.
Energy sector, payment is the same thing. Like now is evolving that much that is like literally more invisible and invisible.
Yeah.
So that's pretty crazy. One thing that, of course, this why that is amazing, by the way, shaped your career, shaped your professional and personal life.
Yeah.
And you still pursuing and self-developing yourself towards that why. In this world, than ever, AI is helping that much. I personally feel that the world is more disconnected at the human component, at the human perspective.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that as a leader?
It's very hard. So I think, first of all, I would just want to address that we are living in this people call the fifth industrial revolution.
Yeah.
So there's abundance of technology, amazing,
Mhm.
and it's very accessible, and it's getting cheap as well. But then one thing that is really important to understand is that how this technology converge, back to the earlier point about what the problem we're trying to solve,
Yeah.
who are we going to serve, the human intelligence is important to bring it up. And so often that we are not seeing it, because whether they are the leaders of the organization, corporate, whether it's corporate, government, educator, whether they are the innovator, the digital disruptor, are really thinking about their own game. So unfortunately, I'm not saying everyone, I'm not trying to generalize, but then it's just...
Let's stay positive.
But it is, because everyone does have their paycheck, they have bonus to earn, and a lot of decision is being made quite short term or personal. And I think it's hard to tackle, but it only starts the conversation like this.
Yeah,
they can shift. And I'm a parent. A lot of our carer or educators is how we train that, or having an open conversation to the next generations, to bring a more human element of that. I think that social responsibility is also key in this conversion of technology. So human intelligence, social responsibility, and also how we're going to pay forward for the next generation. AI is great, but at the moment we are still pivoting or adopting AI. It is I think that's the pain immediately that we can see, that we kind of like killing the breeding ground for our next generation a bit. But then I do believe that this is transformation time. So it's that how we can very quickly to pivot, to create opportunities, change the way that we educate our next wave of talent and our next gen of leaders, to do that. I think it is a movement that no longer can be done by one pillar of the society. It is the societal issues, so it needs the societal force to solve it together.
Yeah, we need to stick together, especially these days, right? No, I love you. You touched some point that we're gonna like develop later for sure. When I think about AI, and especially in payment in your particular position, I always think about trust.
Yeah.
And as a leader of a critical infrastructure, like such an important position in Australia, but also globally, let's be honest. How do you deal with and how do you imprint trust, and how do you imprint, like, all right, do we trust AI? Let's develop deeper this topic, like trust, AI, and of course leadership.
Yeah, so trust takes years to build and second to lose. And and I think that not just payment, I think especially payment, but not just payment. Trust is a license to operate. So it doesn't take it as light, and from that perspective. So I think that from the technology and product perspective, there's a different ways to do it. But I would like to, as we focus on the leadership, I think that probably my answer will be more towards to the leader. What as a leader or the leadership perspective can help to build trust. First, any business is people business. Any corporate, any company, any organization, do you have the people trust you? I think that is the first question. And then look after your people first, and then think about, again, who are you serving? How can you earn your trust from that, the community that you serve or the product that you provide? And then think about how do you earn the trust and build that trust, strategic partnership with the supply chain. That I think that's a 3 area to do. So looking in first is that what is the purpose of the company? These days, a lot of research say that then the Gen Z, the new generation, even just like Gen X, myself, they're really looking at the purpose. So it can't be top-down purpose. I think that when there's opportunity, bring the people in to define what's the purpose of the company, get the input, hear the voice. I mean, really listen to what the people actually think, the purpose of the company. Once that have that purpose statement, it's not a lip service, have live and breathe with it and make the purpose as the, for example, a decision framework. And there's no lack of communication. Keep talking it from the onboarding to the offboarding of the staff to make sure that trust is embedded into the purpose. And like trust is exercised in everything that we do, whether it's the solution design, the architecture design, to the product, to the commercial, to the distribution. Everything has to along with that. And the second one is that who the community you serve is that understanding what the problem to solve again. Do what you say. And for us, we are one of the metrics here to lower the cost of payment. So not just the lip service, is that to show improvement, to show steps. I think integrity is definitely key to bring people along the journey. I know it's easy say than done, but that's, I think, is that not forget about understanding the customer angle. And supply chain, because we're as good as we our weakest link. Understand, spend time, don't treat the vendor as just a vendor. These days, our brand, even personal brand, is aligned to that. So when you ask someone to do a service for you, really understand, really share your challenges, bring that along as a strategic partnership, not just a vendor. Yeah, and help them. It's not just like steak. I think that's stick and carrot, and the cohesion is important. Yeah, so I think it's three ways. Yeah.
No, very valuable insight for everyone. And I think it's when I met you, one thing that stick with me is like you're one of the person that like is accountable, all yourself accountable, and like you own it.
Yeah.
Like you're not afraid to come out authentic and genuine, but also like you're not afraid to come out vulnerable. That is very hard.
Yeah.
That is very hard. Let's delve deeper in that. Like, what are your secrets in your journey that has been like, up and down roller coaster, zigzag, a bit of everything? What are your secret? Your, like the secret of success that like kept you accountable and kept you sticking with those value and that purpose that like keeps coming out. And I love it because when I build my business, when I'm building my business, like the purpose is the first thing.
Yeah.
We call the business North Star for a reason. It's our North Star.
Yeah.
We stick with it.
Yeah.
So what are your secrets?
I don't know. It is a secret. So we probably
Feel of success here and there.
So probably start by when I was a child. I actually grew up in an entrepreneurial family. So my parents have been running business for 50 years. They only just retired. So they're like almost 80 and just retired a few years ago.
Wow.
So I think that tenacity and nothing is impossible. I'm very fortunate that my parents, I mean, very early on, very progressive because I'm a 70s baby. That they always tell me, even though I'm a girl, nothing is impossible. I can be anyone I want to be. But you have to work hard.
Yeah.
You have to have the integrity. You have to keep learning. And nothing come easy. So persistent. You need to fail. You need to have the courage to fail. So that is my upbringing when I was young. And then fast forward, when I started to work, or even like at uni, at school, I was the quiet one. I just observe and digest and not to speak up because I so afraid to make mistake. Or I just think that I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have a voice. It goes through a lot in my life to learn that every single voice are equal. It is. I truly believe it. But when I was young, I didn't.
Yeah.
And I had this enormous imposter syndrome because I care so much what people think of me, what people will rate me, what people will it's almost like I feel like people will like they are my teachers or someone that's going to judge me. Until I think that as I grow further, I realized it doesn't matter. I'm the most critic person to myself. So the first, like, actually stop asking for endorsement. Stop seeking out endorsement. When people get the role, because we earn it. I really believe it. So it's not like to take time to earn my place. I already earn it to act like that person. And also the sequence of that, of having anything, is being, doing, having. And a lot of people is like doing, having, then being. Because forgot about, if you want something, you want to be someone, you need to know why and start acting that person, because it gravitates the conversation, it gravitates your audiences, it gravitates your stakeholders. You will be joined on to the new knowledge, new pathway, new network, because you're already acting that person. Then doing is hard. But that, like my parents say, tenacity, keep going, persistence, and you will have something. But before you have something, you probably will realize that there's something else that you want. And I always talk to my mentees or my team, it's not about your next role, it's about your next role. But you don't won't know what is your next role when you don't perform your current role. So always think one step ahead of what do you need to learn. And as you grow in your career, I find the technical excellence is a given, because that's a ticket to the game. If you don't have any technical excellence, why, like, the value they bring to the table, that's moot point.
Yep.
So what the skills that have to strengthen is that your strength. Strengthen your strength. Forget about the weaknesses. Anyone ask me, so what is the weaknesses? I said, why bother?
Yeah.
That's the reason why, that's the weaknesses. So surround a team, surround the people that can complement each other. I think that is really key. But I think, like, if the first step is just back yourself, have the voice. Don't shy away the voice. Everyone's voice is equal. You don't need to wait for 100% to be ready to have your voice. Because all the experiences that we bring, I mean, all, not professional, not just professional, our personal life, that means something. That have a unique value to the conversation.
Amazing. That's a lot to take in there. That's awesome, and I love the people perspective. It's listening. It's super important, and yeah, like, surround yourself with people that complement, like, personally and in professional life, people that complement what you're doing. That's amazing. What was the moment that you realize, all right, I have a voice in your career? Like, I don't care about anybody else. I do have a voice.
Yeah. Can I talk a bit longer story?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. Absolutely.
So when I was in year 2,
Yeah.
very young, I was diagnosed with a speech problem. And I was living in Hong Kong, and the teacher basically said that my Cantonese was so bad, and then sent me to this therapy school. And back then, the therapy school is therapy school, no matter what problem you have. So I was sitting in the room with a lot of challenging, difficult learning students, and really suppressed my confidence. And then, so the whole primary school, what I did, I really love to express myself, but I was so shy that because I speak with accent, or my pronunciation was not great, that I did drama, I did music, I did other things that I don't need to speak to express myself. Music, I play piano, dancing, just want to express myself. And then I'll go to secondary school. So when I was in year 7, amazing teacher, that he saw that in me. He said that, why are you so quiet? But I can see that there's so much you want to do. Then I told him the story. Then he said that, no, you're going to change. There's nothing wrong with your speech. So he forced me to be the class rep, and then the different social clubs chair, and then basically every single lunch to help me to do like poet kind of like the recital things. And then just enroll me to this competition. So long story short, that year I won like for my district, and then I represent my district for Hong Kong, and I got the bronze. So that's great. So then the rest of my secondary school was like being the spokesperson at school. Then I moved to here in 94 to do year 12. And then that was the time that I realized, oh shoot, I can't speak English. So that when I land in the Sydney airport, and then my guardian picked me up and drive me to Mossville. So I studied in Mossville High School. And that journey stopped by McDonald's. I love all teenagers love McDonald's. Then I look at the menu. I don't know what to order. I didn't know
The figure.
I didn't know chips is French fries. I didn't know fillet of fish is that fish burger. So all these things, I was just like, I cry because I was just like, oh my God, I don't know how to communicate. Then I went to the boarding school, same thing. Like it was so depressing because I got back that moment brought me all the way back to year 2.
Yeah.
So I had to build that up again. And then unfortunately that at the time, I got spat on, I got told names, I got told home, and I just shattered, cry. Then the sister, so I went to Catholic school, like amazing. They asked me, so do you want to go home? And I said no, because I remember my parents told me persistence, tenacity. So that then she asked me, what do you want to do? And I said, I'm not a monster. I just want people to know, to understand me, so that the school helped to have an open day, multicultural day. And then they asked me to plan for everything. So I did. So we have the hosting this multicultural day, and then just bring a lot of the Mossville people to come and to connect. Amazing thing happened. After that weekend, like the school was invited to join a lot of local lead. Personally, I got invited to be the scorekeeper for the local basketball league, and then we got to help the farmers, like volunteering, all these things. Wonderful thing happened. By the way, annually since '93, Mossville still has that multicultural festival until like today.
There we go.
Yeah, so that's something has changed. And then I got my voice, and then as I still like need to learn to speak more fluently in English. And I got my voice, and I think that I'm not going to lose it again. Unfortunately, after I graduated uni and started the career, I lost my voice because I was just a grad. I was like even asked to bring coffee, to make coffee. That was the late 90s, so it was hard. So but then I just keep reminding myself, I can't go back to year 2. I can't go back to year 2. Then I started having like getting the tuition, and then work through again, work hard. And I was actually become a mate as a project manager within the 3-4 years of my time. Then I thought, great, and then moved this country. Same thing happened because I was an immigrant. I was a woman, and even though I was a project manager, it doesn't matter. I had to take a step back in my career to prove myself again. And so that was once again to find my voice, find my value, and then as I go up through the rank, every time it happens, but I don't let it bother me anymore. So depending on your audiences, your network, your position, or every time we have that moment, I think it's just that to know that you know this subject enough, you are in the market, you're in this industry enough to make a voice, to make an impact. Even though you are a fresh grad, you have a lot to give because there's a reverse mentoring. Seriously, what do a 50 years old woman know this day for a young kid to tell me what's happening? The reason is 6-7. I actually don't know what it is. I have to ask my kids, what is 6-7 about?
So many things, yeah.
Yeah, right. So it's like constantly the curiosity, the learning, the understanding the world is evolving.
Yeah.
Everyone does contribute. Everyone's voice are equal.
And that's powerful.
So it's a very long
No,
story.
no, no.
Yeah.
That's as I say, like the goal for this is always like finding
Yeah.
seeing the person
Yeah.
really, the person behind the
Yeah.
facade,
But just one
right?
thing I want to say is
Yep.
that I think the world has moved on. And the reason year two that took me to the speech therapy should never happen again.
Mm.
Because having accent is good. My parents were from Shanghai to Hong Kong. That's why I had accent.
Yep.
I still have accent. I really realized that. But which means that I bring in more culture. I bring in more context. I bring in more background. I have different perspective. I'm sure you do too. When you speak English, you would translate the Italian
Yep.
like differently, right?
Yeah.
And then at the same time, that means something because it's nothing really a pure translation. And just through the brain to need to translate, it gives different perspective. So I would just want to say, if anyone have accent, great.
Keep it.
Yeah,
Keep it.
keep it.
Don't lose it.
Yep.
Like, I mean, you're speaking to me, preaching to the choir. Come on. Give me a couple of drinks and I speak fluently Italian English now, right? It's normal. And that's the real benefit and the real beauty of Australia. There is like a country built
Yeah.
on immigration.
Yeah.
And that's why we love it. And
Mm.
I guess like it's the same for you. But like, keep that. It's like the real diversity come from there. And
Yeah.
thank you for reiterating that. And now on top of that, like, I always remember something that you taught me actually, and I stole it a couple of times to be honest. I do. Crisis.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Crisis in Chinese is made by two words, right?
Yeah.
And that's like relate very well with like leadership, like how to keep your voice in period of like difficulties, etc.
Yeah.
So what does
So,
it translate
So
crisis?
the first word is danger.
Yeah.
The second word is opportunity.
Yeah.
Yep.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. So crisis is that's opportunity in it. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's so important. I mean, in a leadership position, you always deal with crisis, right?
Yeah.
But if you see that perspective,
Yeah.
boom,
I think
completely
that's a
changed.
positivity.
Completely changed.
Yeah.
I completely changed the perspective. So,
Yeah.
like, is one of those anchor that you keep using in your day-to-day job, this kind of understanding of crisis, is it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Be prepared. I think that is just assume it will happen.
Yeah.
It's when, not if. If that's a mindset, and the question is that are you ready? If not, why not, and how?
Yeah.
Who do you need to bring? Because they just be prepared.
Yeah.
And then also, I think that from business perspective, it's what is your crown jewel? What are you really protecting? All the things that you're investing in, especially in this day, talk about the resilience, the word resilience. Really, what are you protecting?
Yeah.
And then at the crisis time, who are you helping? So if you can silo it down, those are the crown jewel, and don't waste money on other things, I would say.
Very true. Very true. Hard to say, but like I mean, it really depends, and and there's a lot of like security and risk people, and the future generation of leader, and even some like actual leaders. That mentality, all right, yeah, we need to assess, understand, but also like understanding that we are there for a reason. You are there for a reason. Like you know what to do.
Yeah.
And you have people to help you, and you're not alone, right?
Yeah. And I think definitely not alone because I don't have all the answers. Most of the time I don't. And it's the team.
Yeah.
And being able to share the challenges with the team and asking for help. That's why they are in the team. Like that's why the role is being created. So I think it's important for leader to be able to accept, like don't be too hard on yourself. We don't necessarily need to have the answer. And it's a good thing that we don't.
Yeah.
So that it create that space for creativity.
Yeah. And that's like one of the key characteristics of the future executive or the current executive. It's asking the right answer, right?
Yeah, that's AI too, right? In the Gen AI contest, the better the prompt, the better the answer. So it is a question, like how you going to ask the question? Yeah.
Indeed. Let's develop that because your role as a CIO, actually, top 50 CIO in Australia this year, by the way. How do you see the future of your role of a like CIO, because of course, like you deal with tech, you deal with risk, you deal with security, you're part of the board as well. What do you think there are the main skills that you need to focus on in this world of change to be at the top and making decisions that are actually valuable?
Yeah. I think it's pivoting. So the adaptability, like the agility, the mindset. I know the growth mindset have been overly used, but it is important to think what could be possible and how have that growth mindset to embrace it and adapt. And that is the mindset, but how it translate into your tech stack, because that's the concentration rates is real. So I'm talking about more from the technology perspective.
Yeah.
Even the partnership is the same. So is that how do you create that visibility muscle in your tech stack so that you can move to adopt different things? And experiment is really important, because you don't try, you don't fail, you don't learn. And I know that we have gone into this uh, chaotic mode. Everything is trying, like everyone's so busy.
Yeah.
We don't have the right headspace to do. So I think as a leader, we have to find that planning time, headspace time, the me time, to really reposition yourself where you're at, take a balcony look at everything that's happening. So for me, I do have that ritual. I do it regularly. Yeah, and so the daily different, weekly different, monthly different, to understand, to sort of withdraw yourself to think of what is happening. I think that is really key. And then I think one more thing I would say, what is the leadership mantra? And those are the things that doesn't change. I think last time we caught up, right, we talk about, we focus on a lot of things that is changing.
I stole that one a lot of time as well, like, by the way.
Yeah.
Guilty.
But what are the things that not changing?
Yeah.
So focus on the thing that not changing. So, for example, my leadership ethos is what I've been taught when I was at Westpac. So there's a five C. So I can share with it. Is from Brian Hazard. So if he's listening, thank you so much. I learned a lot from you. Yeah. So the 5C that he talked about is the first is the clarity.
Okay.
So set the clarity. That doesn't change. As a leader, you have to provide a why. You have to provide the clarity. So the first is the context, the why, and then the second is the clarity. Setting the context, giving people the why is great, but everyone is happening. There's so many projects, BAU, where everything's happening. So how can you help people to prioritize? Giving them the framework, giving decision rights, giving all these things, but it's the continuously to provide that clarity. And then the third one is about the clearing the way. So being a leader, it is a privilege. It does come with a responsibility. So how can you clear the way for people to do, whether it's removing blocker, opening the new avenue? Sometimes it's actually easy for a leader to say one word than a whole team to do 1 week of work. So just connect with the people, understand that their challenges, help to clear the way. And then the 4C is about celebrate, but not just about successes. It's the failure. How can we celebrate fast fail? To make it visible, for people to have this psychological safety that it's okay to fail, it's okay to experiment, it's okay, we just celebrate. And then the last but not least, we are human beings. So being a human, sharing the care is contagious. It starts with the leader, it's at the top. So these are 5C of leadership ethos doesn't change, no matter where you're at, what technology era that you're in. For me, I really resonate.
Yeah.
So I exercise that 5Cs every day.
Thank you for sharing. That's, I guess, is very valuable for everyone here. Like 5 Cs of, success.
It's not me. It's from Brian Hazard.
No, of course, but like you made it yours as well, and I guess like everybody need to adapt and make it like for themselves to make it successful. Everybody's like a different human being, right? And let's break it down like more on a personal level. How do you do with pressure? Because I believe without pressure, you're not doing your job, right? You're not growing. Pressure
Yeah.
is what makes you grow.
Yeah.
Like, how do you deal with that in such a high level role with high level stake in a critical infrastructure environment that add another layer of pressure, and especially like having a team as well, and you had to add their pressure as well and their well-being, and to make them doing a good job.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that on a day-to-day? You say like you have your ritual, your discipline. Let's develop that a bit.
So I think first of all, don't overemphasize the word pressure. I think everyone does have it. So it's not about how do you manage the pressure. It's actually how you manage yourself. So I always say start with yourself first. I look after myself before I look after others. So my ritual is that when I make promise to myself, I never break. So I don't make promises to myself easily. I have to think that through. So one of the promises that I make to myself is that I will exercise every day. So before 7 a.m. is what the exercise I do. I sometimes wake up at 5, 5:30, 6, and I do it. So before 7 is my me time. I have to feel that me first. I have to serve myself first before I serve others. And then do that it's just my belief. If I can manage my input and output, that I can do anything. So everyone's different. For me, it's that the fitness. Then and then while I'm doing the makeup myself every morning, I look at the mirror and I have this reaffirmation. And then I will think through what's the day, what's my agenda, like what's the calendar look like, what's the objective of that. Again, why I'm there, why do I need to be there, who am I serving, what are the ideal outcomes. So I have this ritual of telling myself my day will be like this, and even visualizing that. And then I look in the mirror, I tell myself how beautiful I am, how wonderful I am, how great I am a human being. It's a self.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's personal.
Just you don't need you you don't need someone to tell you. And we most of the time we are the worst critic of ourselves. So
very true.
So that's the thing. Then once I have served myself, then I started to serve the others. But then the others, I would say, there's also sequence. There's a Chinese philosophy as well. So to like self-regulate, and then to the household, the family, to connect with the family. And then the third one is that to like for they call it for the country. So what are you serving for the country? Then you can conquer the world. So I think it's that sequence. But then you translate in a smaller scale, is that still my family? So I love my family. I have to connect with them. I need that energy for each other. Then it's about, okay, then that's it. That I have to look at what's my team, what they need, prioritization, like I said. So those 5 C's is not just for my team, it's for me as well. Like, do I know why? Can I prioritize? If not, sit for that. Because sometimes it's not just me making the decision, it's the whole ELT, it's the board, it's stakeholders. So that's the two things that constantly to do that. And setting the expectation. That was one thing I found, that because everyone's busy and we don't take time to set the expectation. You have expectation, I have expectation. And then we come and say, oh, that's not what I want. But that's not what you said. So just constantly setting the expectation. It's not one off. People forget. So it's whether it's timeline, whether it's outcome, what's good look like, who do you want to bring, like exactly those things that need to repeat, setting the expectation, and don't let the word pressure to be the pressure. I think it is. I would say that it comes with a package. It is a challenge, and take it on, like one after one step at a time, and we will get that.
I mean, if we learn something from today, like there is a challenge, you'll take it, right? You'll face it, you'll take it. You're not afraid of that. You're just like, setting yourself in a positive way to take that challenge, and then you can conquer the world. Then you might fail, but you learn something, right? Yeah, that's and I love the fact that you put a lot of emphasis on the human touch. And like in the today ages with AI, of course, like the human component at the beginning was probably all right. It's going down a little bit, like we're losing our humanity, etc., etc. But I really believe, and tell me if you are the same, that there's no AI revolution without human revolution. It's about human. It's about how we intend AI. How do we use it, and like what do we do with it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. And I think we are here before. As I mentioned, we are fifth industrial revolution.
Yeah.
So the first one was the steam,
Mm-hmm.
so mechanic. The second one was electricity, and then the third one was the internet.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one was mobile. I mean, of course, along with other technology, but the main driver,
Yeah.
and now is AI. So we've been here before, and we have all come through. And so as a humanity, I do believe we we can figure it out together. And it's just that I think AI is here to enable us even more, and making a lot of impossible things be possible. But again, who are we serving? Human.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think don't overlook it. And like you said, the connection, human connection, I value it so much. Like I like in person.
This
Yeah, and
coffee, chat,
exactly.
meeting, so
Yeah,
important.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, super value that. And talking about like the next generation,
Mm.
I read a report of the future of work by 2030, like 60%, almost 60%, 58, something like that, will need to reskill or upskill.
Yeah.
That is true. We're already doing it.
Yeah.
Every day is a new day of self-development, and like who doesn't do it, left behind
Yeah.
already. What are the skills that you think, and again, going back to those anchors, that like future leader and current leader will need to focus on? Like, because of course, like you can learn the technology, you need to stay up to speed, but like, what are the skills that actually will be relevant in 2030 without the future balls?
Not technical skills as a leader.
Okay.
I mean, technical, we can get into it a bit. I think as a leader, similar to your previous question, I think like continuous learning is definitely key. I do learn every day. I will always fit in learning parts. And also that's the reason why I chose technology. It never stays still.
Keeps
So
evolving.
yeah. And so that's one. Continues to have their voice. Being a leader is not a leader without follower. So having the voice is absolutely key. The third one is what's the network? Who are your stakeholders? Continue to build that network, having the human connection to share the challenges together. A lot of even roles is not through LinkedIn or recruiter. It's who you know. Having that connection is absolutely key. And I think it's finding the purpose of why. A lot of the executive or people doing great job, you always get promotion. And even AI is in competition. I do believe that like you will find everyone if you equip yourself, you work hard, opportunity will always come. But is it the right opportunity for you? And how are you going to serve it? Yeah. And I will encourage everyone to think about the purpose that have a greater group in it, not just for yourself. Have a bit of a greater good. So if everyone can contribute to that greater good, we can change the world together. So I think that's it. And again, it's focused on what's not changed because everything I just said doesn't change.
Yeah.
Doesn't change whether it's AI or not. Yeah.
Love that. And I love again the word purpose, purpose, purpose. Translated to a company level, business level. I love the fact that the company need to stick with the purpose and the why. Like we live in a commercial world, right? How do you get an ROI from the purpose? How do you commercialize the purpose? How do you monetize from it?
That's a great question. I would say it's not commercialized, but that's definitely our eye to it is that like it actually will have the hard measure, the quantitative one, the talent retention. You can attract more talent. You like people will actually buy your services more because it has a greater good value. As I mentioned that from the beginning, that this industrial revolution, people really value the social responsibility. So having the good clear purpose that serve the social responsibility. So I think that is the the parts that you actually get will help the top line, and also will help the bottom line as well. Because when we adopt the AI technology, for example, be responsible of what are you removing, what are you replacing. So AI is not here to displace human. It cannot be that. So what are the things that you're creating it for it? But I think overall, will be the qualitative one. That is the focus. People will have the psychological safety to speak up because part of the purpose that anyone will, if there's a greater good to it, and value the people's voice, everyone's voice is equal. That's you are helping people not to achieve the potential, is helping people to identify their potential, having that desires to serve more. Because when we are connected to the purpose, we want to serve more, just naturally. Not necessarily to say we work longer hours, is the impact. And think about one person's network or one company's network. If everyone have that network is enormous, and that network can focus back on the company purpose. Yeah, I think that is absolutely key.
It's easier to deliver when you have a full value. Yeah. I guess if there is any question, guys, like raise your hand, write something in the chat. Otherwise, we have a little bit deeper. We have conscious of your time. Time is flying. Huh? We're having fun. Time is really flying. But otherwise, we got a couple of questions about the future of payment, of course, like you working for Australian Payment Plus. Where are you at with investing in AI, and how do you see the future of payment? Because it's such an important thing that, as I say before, will be invisible, right?
Yeah. So I think that the way that we invest AI is different front. So AI is not new.
Yeah.
I actually studied expert system in the 90s. So it's just different. It's an evolution of AI. So if talking about the machine learning, deep learning, we're already doing it before the hype of ChatGPT in for example, the fraud scoring system. So that it has to be ongoing to do that. Because payment is like there's no trade without payments and no payment without data, and data fuel AI. So we are investing in terms of like the data itself, but not just like sourcing the data, because we are not here to commercialize data. We're using the data to make payments safe, secure, resilient. So we're investing in that one, investing in data governance. I think one thing that's for AI to really have the ROI to sustain is that to have the good AI governance. But AI governance is actually stem with data governance.
Yeah.
So I think that is also the investment of that. So that type of AI is continue. And we started a journey, as I mentioned, is before even the Gen AI is here. But we're implementing from the Gen AI perspective that is on the business processes, on our people, like so that we can remove the boring and repetitive processes, so that they have the capacity to focus on something more value add, more meaningful. So that's one. And then the second one is that on the engineering perspective. So how can we that do like adopt different AI tooling, the practice, the pattern, so that we can be more efficient, especially the documentation, the specification. And I think one thing wonderful with the AI is that no longer like the waterfall or agile methodology is all everyone happening together.
Yeah.
You actually need different skill set together in the same room, bring the business, bring the product, bring the commercial team together to solve the problem. So love that new ways of working, new dynamic of that, the human connection.
Yeah.
To that. And then the third one, as I mentioned, the products, so the fraud engine scoring, that type of thing we do. And what we are also looking now is the agentic commerce. So I think payments is really will play a key role in the agentic commerce world. So imagine that AI, the agent, but agent is not just one agent, right? It's a network of agents. Started to think about payment initiation, negotiating the contracts, the subscription for you, sourcing the buying decisions, and purchase it, running the whole thing through the AI, and then payment is literally just invisible. So that how can we make sure that it is safe, it's responsible, dispute, chargeback, all these non-happy part have to come through.
The trust component comes back again. How do we trust it?
Yeah. So I think that's one part, is that I think the future of payments, we have to consider what the agentic commerce is going to look like. And then the second part is that I think for us it's great. We have debit card, we have BPay, we have MPP, which is the real-time rail. So they're all on Web 2. So what happened is Web 3 come into play. So we are like looking at, we actually part of the project KCR that RBA has, that we are doing different use cases of helping the country to look at the future wholesale CBDC, stablecoin, and what would that world may look like.
A lot to do. There's a big future ahead, but I mean, if there is someone who can do it, I'm pretty sure you can.
No, we can.
Look, that's true. We can. That's amazing. It's been already 1 hour. If we don't have any question, May, thank you very much. I have so many other questions after the last that we can develop, but that's a story for another time. Thank you very much for open yourself that much, and you share like some invaluable insight, advice, and we got to know you in a bit of deeper scale. That is always a pleasure. So thank you very much again for coming.
No,